PC Perspective's coverage of the 2013 Consumer Electronics Show is brought to you by AMD and the second generation A-series APUs. All right, everybody, we're here. We're going to take a look at the NVIDIA Project Shield. Project Shield was announced yesterday at your press conference. So let's go ahead and go through some of the hardware and the software demos and stuff.
Yeah, sure. So this is the device. This is Project Shield. And the first thing you'll notice about it is Android. This is a native Android device running on a Tegra 4 processor. It's our brand new processor that we also announced at the press conference yesterday. Amazing graphics performance. That's going to make this a great gaming device. I think the second thing you'll notice about it is the full-size console controller. You've got dual joysticks, got triggers in the back, D-pad, all the normal buttons that you'd have on a console-grade controller.
How long did you guys spend on the controller design?
We spent
like button placement.
We spent a lot of time, and we're still working on it too as well.
Okay.
So this is not something that I would call is 100% final, but it's pretty close because we're continuing to massage it. We really, I mean, one of the souls of this product was really like just give people the familiarity that they have with the gamepads out in the market today. So you just pick it up and
right.
you know how to use it, and you can play your games the best that you can.
Okay.
So that's really important design consideration for us and something we spend a ton of time, over the last months tuning and massaging, and we're going to continue until we ship in Q2.
All right.
One of the other things that you may notice is the display. This is a 720p resolution display, 5-inch, so it's retinal quality, 294 DPI, really crisp. Clear image.
And I really like I'm sitting here at the viewing angles, and the colors are still really bright.
The viewing angles are really nice.
At different viewing angles. Not necessarily a big problem for a personal handheld system, but still a high quality display on there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
One of the other things, we can go and play a little music here. Turn up, just get through here. So this is what we call a bass reflex speaker design, and you'll notice we've got the speakers here, and then we've got a little hole to the side. This is what we call a port design, and it channels the bass through a separate channel to get less distortion with heavier bass frequency. So what you end up getting is much fuller sound than you do on a lot of tablets or smartphones.
I was going to say, would you consider that better than what you get on current tablets and smartphones?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is much more comparable to like premium laptops in terms of the audio, and even better than some of the ones that get marketed for.
Obviously, there will be audio output, headphone port, that kind of stuff if you want to go that route.
Yeah. If you want to get audio over HDMI through the 3.5 millimeter jack.
Okay.
So why don't we take a look at some games? Let me turn the music off here.
What version of Android is this running right now?
This is running Jelly Bean, MR1.
Okay. And it all depends on when it ships, what kind of version of the OS it'll have? 4.2.
4.2. So we have two contexts. We've got the Android context, which looks and feels and runs all of your typical Android and Google Play apps.
This is the phone interface, not a tablet interface that we're seeing essentially, right?
It's a little bit more familiar to a phone. I wouldn't call it exactly like a phone, but it's a little bit more familiar for a phone than a tablet in terms of the UI. Now we can hit this button here in the middle, which is the NVIDIA button, and it brings up what we call the Project Shield app. There's three tabs in here. The Games tab shows the games that you have installed on your PC, and it gives you an easy way to launch and play the games. The Tegra Zone tab is our Tegra Zone store, which connects through to Google Play, but basically provides all of the sort of Tegra optimized games that are going to have good controller support and optimized for the processor, right? So we can go ahead and launch Hawken. So
this is the Android version of the game, actually.
So the PC version of Hawken came out just a month ago, and is an awesome, first-person shooter mech game. We've been working with Meteor and the guys to port it to Android, and this is like the very first very first build. First time we showed it was yesterday. But it's pretty cool. Just sort of walking around. I mean, the graphics quality that they were able to achieve. You could mistake this for the PC version.
They did it actually over Christmas and New Year's too.
Yeah.
That's how excited they were about Shield. They literally had a few weeks over the holidays to get it going.
Nice.
So they're not even close to done. There's a lot more polish.
Yeah. So this is a multiplayer, so I'm just me in here now, so
Sure.
we won't see any other opponents here. But just to get a feel for what's possible on the device.
And this is running on Tegra 4.
This is running on Tegra 4. Yep.
Through the Android OS, not through any
Through
Windows
Android
streaming,
OS.
so people are sure about that.
Yep.
Okay.
No streaming here. This is all native on the device. So.
Looks pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we can back out of that. So yeah, you can go over. We can look at PC. We can look at some other Android games. Let's see. Real Boxing, game we showed last night. One of the kind of fun things about this game is that when you connect it to a TV, you can actually have a different view on the TV than what's on your local screen here.
Okay.
So sort of like a little spectator mode.
All right.
It's kind of fun. There's some cool opportunities there with this type of device when you connect to a TV. But just sort of a fun little boxing game. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's impressive to see the visual quality that some of these newer Android games have. This is.
We've been working with a bunch of developers. In many cases, they're bringing PS3 or 360 versions literally right over.
Yeah, so
just kind of shrink down the assets some, and not even that. Huh. Cool.
So this is great native Android gaming.
If you think about it, we have more memory in that than any console has.
What? How much memory is in here?
2 gigabytes.
2 gigs of memory.
And there's lots of storage on the device. This unit has 32 gigabytes of storage in it, and then you got the expansion on the back. If you want to take a look at the back side of it, you've got micro SD expansion, HDMI, USB, 3.5 jack, and then you can see the left and right bumpers and the triggers there.
How big is the battery in this again?
38 watt hours.
Okay. Yeah.
So
it doesn't feel weighted in one direction, like evenly distributed on all that kind of stuff.
It feels. Yeah. I think it feels pretty good in the hands. I mean, still sort of depends on where we finalize out on power and the power consumption of the games. But 5 to 10 hours, depending on the nature of the game of gaming battery life.
Does that go up or down when you're doing through the PC streaming stuff that we'll show?
Through the PC streaming, you're obviously using Wi-Fi, but the graphics load is on the PC, not on your device. So your battery life will be better.
Should be better.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably 20 hours, 24 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
okay. All right.
20 hours of PC gaming.
That's pretty good.
It's like, it's equivalent to streaming a video almost, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So the battery life will be more on the order of magnitude of hey, I'm streaming a video, rather than I'm playing a 3D game. So now this is the device we got connected to the PC here. So I just connected to the PC.
What is this interface that we're looking at?
So this is a very simple interface that we created to show you what games you have on your PC.
Okay.
So all it does is it queries PC, and we've got an application installed on the PC called GeForce Experience, which new version of that will be out with Shield that provides the streaming interface to Shield.
So that would be software you install on your desktop then to facilitate that streaming tech.
So it does the streaming, it makes sure all of the controller mappings are right, and it actually goes in and optimizes the game settings for streaming.
Okay.
So it'll set, this is a 720p resolution display, it'll go in and set your resolution right, it will set your graphics quality based on the hardware in your PC, and you'll just work. So now one of the games that shows up is Steam, which isn't a game, but is Steam Big Picture. So it's their 10-foot UI, but it works great on Shield.
What did you have to do to translate Big Picture mode over to this device? Anything, or was it?
It just worked really natively. We've been working with Valve on it, but it actually works. It actually works pretty well.
Okay.
And then we can go in, play a game. Let's pull up and we can do Call of Duty Black Ops 2 here.
Now the fact that we're seeing mirrored here, that wouldn't necessarily have to be the case, or is that a requirement of the current configuration?
It's the way it works today.
Okay.
It's possible we could do some different things down the road, but it's the way we're planning on having it work when we initially launch the device. The audio only comes out through here, but currently the video is displaying on both the screens. And one thing it helps with is, someone doesn't get on and mess the screen. They know you're down in the living room playing games. Don't mess with my PC.
Right.
So we'll go ahead and click through here and get into game. So this PC here has a GTX 680 in it, and it's of course able to max out Call of Duty Black Ops, crank up all your settings, put on DXA, all that good stuff, right?
So this is going over a Wi-Fi network for the streaming.
So we, in the room we have a 802.11 in router.
Okay.
And it's
what kind of bit rate are we talking about to get the image quality that you need out of that to the screen?
7 to 10.
Vicky, what do we got? 7 to 10?
7 to 10. So that's not putting a ton of stress on your network or anything like that, as long as the latency is within.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna want A, G, or N, P.
Sure.
But and ideally you're gonna want a good router that has a good antenna design because that'll help reduce latency.
Okay. What in the Tegra chip is helping to facilitate this? Is there anything that is like native in that architecture that's kind of aiding that, or is it really just, if it's doing just video decompression, could that run on other?
Tony, you may know further, but there's some improvements in Tegra 4.
Yeah, there's a couple. Tegra 4 actually has the same video hardware that's actually in Kepler.
Right. Okay.
Decode, so it's super fast encode and decode.
For the encode and decode, right.
So in the case of PC streaming to Shield, the Tegra 4 is doing the decode at much faster than real time, so it's a few milliseconds to do the decode.
Okay.
That's one thing. There's a really high quality wireless design in Shield. Uses a high-end Broadcom Wi-Fi chip, a 2x2 MIMO design antenna. So it's pretty much designed for streaming.
Okay.
It's probably one of the best implementations of wireless in a mobile device that exists. And that's all, again, there to be tailored for this low latency and quality.
So, Ryan, if you want to just try it out here, but I think you'll see the responsiveness.
It takes me to die. Oh, see, I'm an inverted.
Oh.
Ken always gets on me for that too.
I cannot play inverted. It just drives me bonkers.
It looks good. I mean, it plays. It seems pretty smooth. So that's one of the issues with streaming games, whether or not it's over the cloud or over your home network, has always been the latency issue.
Absolutely. I mean, it's critical.
So what are you guys measuring as your kind of average latency for this configuration?
About 100 milliseconds, which, to put that in perspective, that's about the same latency you get playing a game console on a TV.
And that is total from input to display?
It's end to end.
We call it, button click to muzzle flash. So that's press the button to see the result.
Yeah, to see your eye. So, playing native on GeForce PC is going to be faster, but compared to a console, it's pretty comparable.
In fact,
and certainly
100
people.
milliseconds is in many cases better than your console experience on a TV. Some TVs
are
have like 60 milliseconds of latency just on the TV.
I don't know where I'm getting shot from now. Huh.
I think you got to go through there's a door.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you got to use the gun on the side. There you go. Oh, now you can tear it up. Yeah.
Alrighty. You get one of those guns.
You can crank the audio up too a little bit.
Your side.
Let's fill all the spaces.
Where's the gun?
We got FPL.
So are there going to be restrictions on what games will work in this mode? Like what PC titles? Will they have to support GFE? Will GFE have to support them?
Yeah, so we will we'll support the titles through GeForce Experience. Pretty much you need a game that supports controller.
Right.
Right. I mean, there are going to be PC games that just don't work well with the gamepad, and so we won't focus on as much on those titles as those that will play great with controller.
Are there any plans for any other kinds of like remote access to your PC, being able to get to your desktop or email or anything like that?
Yeah. I mean,
through the streaming tech.
We've talked about that, but I think our initial focus is really on games. Let's give people the game streaming experience. Of course, with Android, you can load Splashtop and all the other remote desktop applications, right? So, not a problem. We're going to try to solve out of the gate. We're going to focus on gaming, and then maybe down the road we'll look at ways to improve that experience.
Will this be the first device that ships with Tegra 4 on it? Is that what we should expect?
I think you expect it'll be among the first. Exact dates,
right.
But I think it's going to be time to market with Tegra 4.
Looks like you're doing all right.
He's played a few.
I eventually figured out the inverted control, the lack of inverted controls. I've played flight simulators as my first PC games, and that's just.
How does it feel? Just in general, how does it feel?
It feels good. Like I was worried about it either feeling cheap or too heavy, and it seems okay. It gets a little warm on the back. We can feel where the batteries are, maybe where the processor is.
The processor's right there
right here on the sim. Yeah.
And we don't have all of our power
audio's
management,
good.
so it could be but yeah.
Controller wear is something that's it's always questionable. We have so much experience with Xbox 360 controllers and PlayStation controllers and that kind of stuff. So very cool. So is there anything else in particular on here on the demos? We saw the Android stuff.
Saw the Android stuff. Talked about speakers, display, controls, batteries, Tegra 4. I think one of the other things that we talked about at the keynote last night was Tegra 4 browser performance. So this has the Tegra 4 optimized Android browser.
Okay.
So browsing websites super fast with some of our new browser tech. I think that's gonna
kind of gives it a. Did I lock it up? I probably did close it up. But
I think it's gonna
just want to see what it looks like.
Oh,
closed up.
Thing,
yeah.
Well, we'll show you one other thing then that's cool here. So we got these nice little lids there. So these things pop off, and you can put on your own customizable tag.
There he goes. Okay. Well, there you go, guys. They won't tell us when we're going to see it or how much it's going to cost, but that
Q2.
is Project Shield.
Q2?
Thanks, guys. Q2? Oh, that's more detail than we had before. All right, that's good. I'll take it. Thanks, guys.